Okay, welcome back to our next session in this Module 6. I know you've done some of your homework around building those things that create the lack of safety in your conflict resolution or in your relationship. And what we're doing here is we're building a safe, short place to where you can practice on a regular basis transparency, honesty, and you find that safety is easier. The safer it gets, it's the easier to be transparent and honest. So you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Now we're going to cover some other things. Right? Begin to work together with your spouse on this project. Now I want to bring you back together after you've done your homework. I hope you did that because don't attempt this until you do. And then take practical steps to build mutual safety. Now, this is something you're going to build together. Remember in the beginning I said, you're going to be architects and builders of this relationship, this short place. What's it going to look like for you? It can't be like mine and my wife's. It can't be like somebody else's. It's for you two to do. You to work together on. So this is what I want you to do. Now, I want you to look at what's going to require safety in relationship. Now, what I mean by that is that what will lower ambient anxiety in our relationship. The key thing is to remember, the key thing is keep the enemy out. And the enemy is shame. The enemy would derail you faster than anything else in the world. Then you're going to have two children at the same place fighting and never getting anything resolved because you got two children trying to win. If you're thinking with a 10-year-old brain or lower, how are you going to resolve some of these adult decisions? You can't. So that's why you keep fighting over the same thing over and over. So these boundaries, these things you're not going to do in your working through resolution is that it keeps your ambient anxiety lower. That's the key, keeping it lower. That way, through this whole process, you're going to find that I feel safer dealing with these things. You'll find that most of the issues you deal with will become minimal. You'll get through them really quick once two adults show up and do their thing. Okay? So, one of the things is a happy brain. You keeping a happy brain there, the trap door will stay open. Safety will keep your brain happier. It'll give a sense of safety. Remember, the alligator's always looking for something he's going to die over. And they're not real smart. And so you don't want to do that. So remember, these are working towards that safety for your brain, really. All right. Now, I want you to sit down with your list that you've worked on this last week or this last couple of days, however long it's been. And I want you to share your list with each other. Now, just listen. As the other's reading, I want you just to listen. No interrupting. When that person's through, then you read your list to the other. Don't interrupt them, each other. Leave it alone. Just listen. Just hear. And just listen to yourself. Notice how you're feeling through this process, that you don't feel shame. That you don't go there where shame. Remind yourself, breathe deep. Calm. Remember your short place. I'd go to Tahiti and just say it in my head. I don't say it out loud. I don't want to interrupt with my partner and what they're trying to share. But it's just like, just go to Tahiti. Relax. I'm okay. I'm good. And then you just listen. Then the next step is you remember to be inclusive. You two sit down as you do this and work the list together. Remembering to honor each other in the safety needs you have in that. I need a timeout and I need to be able to leave for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Go 20 first. Start at 20 or at least 30. Depends on how tired you are in a lot of dynamics. But don't keep going if you've gone down the rabbit hole. Stop. You're not going to get anything anyway. And people will get hurt. Okay? As you put those two together, put them on one sheet. That becomes your contract or agreement. It's your conflict resolution contract. It's an agreement between you that this is what we're going to sit down and follow when we try to resolve conflicts. And we'll be safe. We'll stay with the rules. If we break the rules, then we're going to take a time out. Now, I encourage you then, once you've come to all on one sheet, then sign it. And I encourage you to have your counselor, if you've got a couples counselor or an individual counselor or your sponsor, co-sign this with you. So now that you've got an accountability loop, that you two are not out there, because when two 10-year-olds get together, they're going to forget a lot of things, and then you'll have to report this back to your sponsor later on. Now, this is a lot of work. This is not easy. I mean, I'm telling you to do things, and I'm not telling you a whole lot here in this video in the sense of teaching you, other than you learning to have to sit down now, after these weeks of doing things yourself. If you get in a snag, then go to your counselor or your sponsor and get this worked out. Now, I want you to sit there and think about, okay, I want to say, first of all, congratulations. You've just completed a really tough assignment. Yeah, this is not easy to go through, and you've done this, and you've hung in there, and yeah, I'm proud of you. I think this is really great. You're achieving things most people don't ever get to. They just fight all their life, or they give up on each other and move different directions. You're not, and I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Now, I want you to continue the gratitude list daily. Begin to add that to your spouse to the list, and I would, like I said earlier, share with her a couple of times, or him with, share that back and forth, the gratitude list you have, every once in a while. Keep it. I'd write them down in your journal so you got a registered list of those things. I had a sense at one time, my wife says, "Have you got these written down anywhere? I would like a list of them." And I did, so I typed them up and I sent them to her. She printed them out on a sheet of paper. She keeps them by her bed. So when I'm on the road or I'm working and I'm doing workshops and conferences, and she reads the list. She says, "It just means a lot to me that this is what you see me. You've seen me in my transparency and vulnerability, and this is what you think of me." That means a lot, and that's a true gift. So I just throw that out to you. Remember to do continue your daily time with God and daily breathing exercises. Now begin to integrate your conflict resolution. I'm going to give you some pointers in the next session of what to do when it's safe and what to do when it's not safe. Okay, so you can navigate your way through this, all right? Because I can't be there with you in person. Just play this again. Remind yourself, how do I stay safe? All right? I'll see you in the next session.